I don't know if, you know, Johnny put some spell on that stroke game. I don't know what it is, or whether she's just trying to hold on to this 50k shawty. I don't know what it is. Hi guys, welcome back to the Shannon Show podcast. Hello if you're new. So today's podcast is going to be a review of Love Island USA Season 2 Episode 32. I hope everybody is doing as well as can be, and I really do hope everybody is being as proactive as possible in supporting the Black Lives Matter movement. And if you're still on the lookout for some resources, I've linked some in the description. Feel free to comment down below your thoughts on my commentary. I'm always up for a chat, I'm always up for a debate, and if you like this video, give it a thumbs up, and if you didn't, give it a dislike. No hard feelings. So, I feel like today's episode was sort of a mild one for Team Mess. There was a little bit of drama. So, let's talk about it. So, obviously we know this episode is going to be the baby challenge and there's going to be a final dumping. But before the baby challenge, we do see some of the aftermath of the meet the parents. We see a cute little moment between Calvin and Moira. It was cute, but I'm not gonna lie, didn't really care. Then we see a moment between Sally and Justine. And I'm glad somebody pulled her to the side and told her, but I don't know, I feel like it just went over Sally's head. But basically, Justine basically just tells Sally what it is. She basically says, Johnny ain't it, and she deserves better than Johnny. And I think Justine has just been peeping the game, and I think it's very clear that Sally's parents had a problem with him, and it's very clear that even Johnny's own parents could see that Johnny had done Sally dirty. I mean, Johnny's dad basically snitched on him and was basically just joking about it, like basically taking the piss out of Sally. It was like he had no respect for Sally. I mean, he was saying, oh, I would have done just as bad as you, even worse than you, and Sally's just there. I mean, if you're hearing that, if you're overhearing that, you just know that this boy is trash. So Justine was trying to be a good friend and tell her about it. And of course, Sally was just being hella defensive and just saying, yeah, he's a genuine guy, just chatting out of shit, defending her cheating man. We've all met one of those. And honestly, again, I just don't even know. I don't know if she's crazy in love. I don't know if, Johnny put some spell on that stroke game. I don't know what it is, or whether she's just trying to hold on to this 50k shawty. I don't know what it is, but it is very sad to see. It's very sad. So then later in the episode, we do see them kind of reconcile, and Justine kind of apologizes or buries the hatchet. And yeah, it just kind of felt like Sally was a bit pissed off. She's just like, and it just seems like Sally was just hella pressed in that conversation when Justine was trying to apologize. She was just saying, I didn't mean anything, negative. Justine was just basically saying, look, I'm just trying to look out for you. It was not my intention to upset you or anything. And I feel like Sally was being really snappy, and it was just like, over Johnny the trash? Like, honestly, I mean, some people are comfortable in mess, and trash, some people are. So, each to their own. But yeah, each to their own. But yeah, it was just a bit awkward because Justine was like, are we good? And she's like, yeah, but it just kind of felt like she was pressed and that they weren't really good. And maybe she kind of has a little bit of resentment, but I'm not sure if it's because she felt like Justine was coming for her or coming for her man. I think there's a little bit of jealousy in there as well. I have to say, I do think there's a little bit of jealousy because it's just like, man, I've been with this trash man for 2 weeks, and then you and Caleb come on the scene and start stealing all of the shine. Like, bitch, I already made my 50k shopping list. So it's just like, I feel like there's a little bit of jealousy in there as well. I suspect. But yeah, obviously Justine was trying to be a good friend, but I honestly feel like Justine should have just kept it to herself. I mean, I feel like we've all had that friend that just keeps taking back that trash guy or has accepted trash into their life. And it's the same old story. They just don't want to hear it. They don't want to hear it until they realize it themselves. And then it's, I told you so. But I feel like when they're in that state where they're so in love with the trash guy, you cannot tell them anything. So I just kind of feel like Justine should have just saved her breath and kept it to herself, to be honest. But what do you guys think? Do you feel like, yes, Justine should have done it because, she's her friend? Or do you just feel like she should have just kept it to herself and not wasted her energy? I'd be interested to hear from you guys. So then we see the baby challenge. I guess it was fun-ish, I guess, something to pass the time. Interestingly, they gave Caleb twins because they said that they wanted twins. So that was quite funny. Interestingly, Sally was not very an active mother. She was kind of just leaving the baby with Johnny. It kind of felt like, them ones when you have a baby with a trash man and now you just resent the baby. Them ones is kind of giving me them vibes, You know what I mean? But yeah, surprisingly, Johnny was a really good dad. And, I think it's going to be good practice for, because if he continues spreading his seed around, he's definitely going to have to be looking after these babies, Shadi. Also see a little more snippet of Caleb, and they're basically just reminiscing and, continuing the high of, their really good meet the parents, and basically saying how, it really confirmed their relationship that, both of their parents embraced each other. So that was cute. Then the girls get a little pamper day and the boys have to play dad, and there's like a little challenge, and it's just again another fun challenge to pass the time. Somebody's baby's leg falls off. And then we see a little moment with the boys, and Carrington is just still out here chatting shit. He's still talking the same script that he's continuing of Laura was making him a better person, and it's just like, and it's just like the way that you're even delivering this is not convincing. He's looking down, and it's just like, give it a rest, babe. Give it a rest, babe. We don't believe the lies. Then we get the baby challenge results. Everybody passed the challenge except for Carrington and Laura, which is not a surprise, seemingly, as the baby's leg came off. And then Ariel walks in, and it's gonna, obviously we know it's a dumping, but obviously there wasn't a vote, so I instantly thought, okay, it's gonna be the house that choose who go home. So yes, that was the deal. And then they have to deliver the news publicly, so they have to say, oh, we're kicking this couple out because, and I was just kind of like, it's very obvious that it's gonna be Bennett and Laken that are gonna be kicked out. So I was just like, this whole deliberation process, it just kind of seems a bit pointless to me because it's obvious that Bennett and Laken are going to be kicked out. But I just thought, okay, let's see. But I did kind of in the back of my head think possibly Laurel and Carrington, because she was making this whole thing of, oh yeah, we have to pick it's about who's compatible and not who's your friend and la la la, them ones. But I kind of just thought like, they're definitely going to keep Carrington in. I mean, Carrington, the producers aren't going to allow Carrington to go home and Bennett and Laken's boring ass to stay in. I mean, I would prefer the trash than the boringness that is Laken and Bennett, to be honest. Obviously, they start deliberating, and then we just hear kind of whispers of Bennett and Laken, but also Carrington and Laurel. So I kind of just thought maybe they were going to start some drama with the edit, but I was still kind of like but I was still kind of like Laken and Bennett are going home. First up to deliberate is Calvin and Moira, and they choose Bennett and Laken to go home. Then it's Bennett and Laken, and they choose Carrington and Laurel to go home. That wasn't really much of a surprise. Carrington and Laurel choose Bennett and Laken to go home. Not much of a surprise. But then we get to Sally and Johnny, and that was very interesting. And they picked Carrington and Laurel. And I could tell that Carrington was pressed. He was like shocked and he felt betrayed. And honestly, I think it was a bit cheeky, to be honest, from Sally and Johnny. And Johnny, of course, I was just like, the king of trash is trying to send his fellow trash society member home. I was shocked. I was shocked. And honestly, you could just see it on Carrington's face that he felt betrayed. And I think maybe that could be some drama that continues on to the next episode, because I would have thought trash men would look out for other trash men, but I guess not. I'm thinking maybe there was some strategy going on here, because I'm thinking I don't buy that, especially when they are basically in the same boat. I do not buy that. So I think there was a bit of strategy going on, because I wouldn't put that past Johnny and Sally to think strategically. So yeah, what do you guys think that was all about? Do you think that was just an honest vote, or do you feel like there was some game playing going on with that? And then it comes to Justine and Caleb. And then there's a break, and obviously I'm just like, oh, they're just going to make this extra dramatic. Justine is looking emotional. Caleb is just like looking very deadpan, like he's about to deliver some news and he doesn't look anybody in the eye. And I was just like, they are not going to send Carrington home and keep Lauren and Bennett's boring ass. I could not believe it. But then I was kind of like, I'm not going to lie, I kind of do want to see Carrington's face if he does get kicked out. Like, oh my God, he really got kicked out by his friends. But then obviously they deliver the news and it's Bennett and Laken. I was just like, why are you guys being so dramatic? Like, there was no need for the dramatics. So yeah, obviously Laken and Bennett go. I feel like they saw it coming. Carrington is obviously relieved, and now it's basically the final. Obviously Laken and Bennett go. I don't really care about them, to be honest. I really don't. Laken, she brought a little bit of drama, with her fake ass, but yeah, I don't really care about them, to be honest. And yeah, now it is the road to the finale. Obviously there's a vote tonight, there's a vote tomorrow. But if anyone has a good VPN app, let me know. I thought I had a good VPN app. I connected to the VPN. I went to the app store. They told me it's not available in my country. I was like, what? Why are you doing me like this? So if anyone has a good VPN app, please send me the link, because obviously I can't vote today, but I'd like to vote tomorrow. But yes, do let me know who you're voting for. I feel like this is a Caleb community, but I'd be interested to hear from other people who you're voting for. I kind of think it just makes sense to vote for Caleb if you want them to win. For me, it wouldn't really make sense to vote tactically in any sense. It kind of just makes sense for who you want to vote for win. But if there's anyone who's not voting for Caleb, please do let me know. This is a safe space. And who are you voting for if you're not voting for Caleb? And yes, do hit me up with the VPN links, guys. Hit me up. But yeah, as always, let me know what you thought of my commentary. Let me know what you thought of this episode. What do you think about Sally and the way that she dealt with the situation? Do you feel like she's kind of jealous of Justine? Let me know. What do you think about Sally and Johnny's decision to try and vote out Lauren Carrington? Was that just an honest decision, or was that strategic? And do you think there's going to be some drama with that tomorrow? I think there could be potentially. But yeah, subscribe if you haven't yet, and if you have, don't forget to put that notification bell on so you know when the next podcast is dropping. I'm also trying to get to 1.8 subscribers. I'm currently 4 away as I'm filming this. Help me out, get to that goal. And thank you to everyone who has subscribed so far. Till next time, guys. Bye.